We're here on the floor of the 2012 New York Traders Expo. I'm here with Harry Box, and we're talking about day trading strategies. Harry, I know you're focusing on 1 minute day trading strategies. Talk about that.
Well, you know, over the years of trading with day trading and short-term trading with using the daily charts, I found that the same patterns repeat in all time frames. So I started doing a lot of experimenting with intraday charting and using 1 and 5 minute charts. And I come to the conclusion that the most profitable way to and most accurate way to find stocks and pick stocks is by how they're developing the 1 minute patterns from the opening on, and how those patterns are progressing during the course of the day. So as a result, on my website, I do 20, 30-minute videos all day discussing the same stocks, but showing how they're progressing during the course of the session, and what patterns may be developing, what setups may be developing.
All right, so are you taking then more trades because you're on a shorter time frame these days?
Well, it's let's put it this way. I am putting out more picks, but I tell my subscribers, you don't have to buy every one I pick. It's a question of, I want to identify the top 10 or 20 stocks that are moving that day, and then you can make your choices as to which ones, based on price, liquidity, etc., that you're more comfortable with. And then during the course of the day, as I'm talking about these stocks on my videos, you can tell which ones I'm more focused on and which ones I'm more excited about. And so what I'm looking for is intraday consolidations that are set up for, you know, breakouts and secondary and third level moves during that course of the session.
All right, and then is the length of the trade that you have the position on, is that shortened now because you're now into a 1 minute chart?
Well, not necessarily, because sometimes an intraday trade may be a few minutes and it could be a few hours. What I tell my people is, the problem with most people is they don't know where to sell or when to sell. What I tell you is, if you're seeing a stock that's channeling up or it's in a bullish trend, set your stops beneath support, and if it's stopped out, you're out. But if it continues to stair-step its way higher, you can look that trend all day until the end of the day when, as a day trader, you decide, I'm cashing out. What I tell most of the people, because invariably the question I get all day is, stocks trending up all day, and at the end of the day, should I hold it overnight? And I tell everybody, if you're a day trader, you're out.
Right. And then, because you're using 1 and 5 minute charts, then do you still pay attention to the daily charts and where things are longer term?
Of course, but not intraday. In other words, I'm not looking at daily charts intraday unless I want to go back and see where prior resistance and support was, which may affect the daily intraday chart.
Okay. And so are you using things like pivot points and highs on, so in other words, I guess the question is, would you give more prudence to a monthly high or low than you would say to a weekly, or are you looking for any one of those?
I'm looking more on a daily chart, and I'm looking for prior support and resistance, or highs and lows, and where heavy volume may have come in at those levels, which could create a big congestion zone.
Harry, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
You're watching the MoneyShow.com video network.